Alright, so this is going to be your first coat. To give you a better idea, we're not going to do it in white. We picked just this color here, just so you can see what's going on, because the white can tend to be hard to see what's going on. So to give you an idea of how much material is on the trowel, that'd be what, that's my finger, as an idea. And this is a medium-sized trowel. So that's what, is that like 10 inches or something like that? Something like that. Alright. So you can see, so you got a little bit of body on there. It's not like it's paper thin. So you can see it's nice coverage. Okay, so nice and smooth. If it's got little imperfections, let's say like that, that's okay. You can scrape that stuff off. Let's say if you had this really hard line here, you can come through after it dries and just scrape that down. So we'll show you that after it dries. So we went through, we scraped down a little bit, but we did leave the other one. So when you see stuff like that, just scrape down so it's not so high. And whenever you do something like that, make sure you get a rag and you wipe down. You wipe down any of that dust that you have on there. And you don't leave stuff like that on it. But that you'll cover with your second coat, so it's not a big deal. So you apply a nice bodied second coat. Everything's nice and smooth. So now let's say if you make, man, you know, I still think it's a little bit thin. I still think it's going to be a little bit too thin, especially on that ceiling in Murillo. You can come back and you can apply just a little bit more material to make it a little bit thicker if you really wanted to. But that's something you're going to have to be able to tell right on the job site. So if you wanted to, you can come back with just a little more material. Right, you see, nothing too small. You come back and you can always add a little bit more. Or there might be little areas that you say, you know what, I think it's a little bit too thin here. You can just go back and just add a little bit more material. That's it, we'll put that to dry. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and top coat with the go over. Make sure you're always working clean. That's why you see him keep scraping off his trowel. Make sure he's always got wet material, not letting anything dry up on it. Show me, trowel. So I try to keep it as clean as you can. Alright, so now that's setting up. Making sure he keeps his trowel clean. So before he even starts to go over, cleans up everything. Now I'll start getting some more material. So now you can see how that top left corner, how it's taking a lot longer to dry. And even just as he's applying, he hasn't even burnished it, or he's starting to take on a little sheen. That's how much pressure he's putting. So that's already shiny without polishing up. See, separate burnishing trowel, nice and clean. Keeps a wet sponge by him. Make sure that so you can pretty much see his shirt already. You can see his hand up on the top left corner. Put your face there on an angle. So you can pretty much see him right there off the wall. Now we're going to let that dry up. Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is we'll throw basically a second coat on top of this to kind of mimic what's going to be going on with the Murillo job. Alright, so that's it dry. You see the polish on that? Nice even polish. Alright, so now he's just going to go. He's going to recoat it. So this is going to be mimicking more of what you guys are going to be doing on that job. So again, he's got a nice amount of material on his trowel, so you can see that. So you can give a nice bodied coat. Obviously, since it is polished before, it is going to suck in a lot faster. You can see it up on that top left corner, already drying out. You see it's nice and smooth, nice and even. Let's see if I can. Alright, we're gonna let that dry and then we'll repeat the process so you can see what it will look like. So now we got that second coat we just call it a second coat on top of the polish. So now I can cover it up. So now he's gonna come back, same thing. Do the go over. Like that fancy little flip. This coat, start getting that absorption. There you go. So you can see, put the material you had left. So to give you an idea, that's the material that was still left on the trowel. So you can tell he's not going with tiny little bits of material. Same thing, I'm gonna use my finger as a gauge. You can see how much material is there. Alright, so now he's gonna clean everything up and go right back on there with a go over. Again, you can see how much pressure, you can start seeing it shine as he's applying. Now you got his burnishing trowel. Start polishing everything out. Another angle. So you can see Mac's ugly mug there. And that's it. And you have my phone number. Feel free to call me anytime.